Universe, I'm back. Yeah, it's very important too that we start feeling that purpose. Feel everything that we want to experience. We have to feel it. It starts by feeling stuff. Oh, now there's a big truck on top. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, they're coming to shred freaking trees. Are you kidding me? Okay, give me the wood chips. I should ask the city, give me the wood chips. I don't know, that's gonna be a loud... it's gonna be a bit loud, but we'll deal with it. We'll make like if it's not there. I don't know, that thing seems high a bit. Let me see. Oh, that's better. Like seeing better. So yeah, so it's good to know that you're here for a purpose, but you have to feel it to bring it out. You know, it's good to meditate. It's good to meditate, but what are you meditating on? That's the question. What are you meditating on? Let it come out. What? You're gonna meditate, and never let it out? Well, it makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. What makes sense to me is expressing what I have inside with the truth and the... Because there is some truth inside. There is a lot of truth inside once we start looking at our life, looking at ourselves for what we are. We're gonna find a lot of truth. If you start erasing that programming and that nonsense. For sure. I think we're gonna go on with the sacred mission. We're gonna finish this. Oh, that's freaking annoying. But they shouldn't be there for long. I don't think they're gonna be there all day. I don't know, they have nothing to do, so they go around and cut trees and shred them. I guess that's the order of the day. Go shrink, go cut, go destroy some trees. No, don't let... Anyway. You should go. So life engenders life. And consequently, death brings on death. Everything would be so much better if men were conscious of this fact. You know that life in the soil is conditioned by an active participation of plant life. The life of the plant reciprocally is a contributory life in the earth. If the plant is killed, the soil dies. Let the soil die and the plant does not survive. We consciously consign vegetation to the earth, but we just as surely consign the soil plants, the soil plants, except that we do it unconsciously. Everyone is aware that plants are alive, but many ignore that the earth is also alive and can be killed just as easily as a plant or an animal. The person that is aware of this is already a friend of nature. I previously explained to you the qualities of the living earth that is able to engender harmonious life and help to all that respect its own rights. How is the earth or soil killed? By the utilization of chemical fertilizer, a destructive source of the electrobiological climate and a source of poison for all plants, animals, and men. How do we give it life? By giving the soil organic manure that engenders the humus and permits the plants to accomplish their natural effect on the soil. Chicken manure or I think horse manure is good too. There are large areas in the United States as well as in Asia Minor that have been abandoned by agricultural growers because the earth has been drained of its nourishing substance. The earth having died caused an irreversible death of the plants. In other areas in the world, some forests, even though these are a symbol of an electrobiological state, have become zones of irreversible sterility due to the uncontrollable cutting of trees. Here, the death of the plants has caused the death of the earth. Nevertheless, man keeps on cutting and keeps using more and more chemicals. It must be noted that France has a campaign of reforestation. It subsidizes the individual who plants, and it is itself engaged in the work of planting new trees. However, it is doing it badly, not taking into consideration the need for diverse planting instead of monoculture. One type only in one area. It is incomprehensible that they do not take into consideration the problem resulting, or even panic at the invasion of parasites not controlled by a possible balance of other friendly insects propitious to other plants and enemies of these parasites. There is a need for balance of biology created by a balance of plants. The question of urban trees and other troubling things. 18th letter. Since the beginning of my letters, we have always been in a countryside. Today we shall go to the city. I want to talk about the trees in the city because I have been thinking of them so much and the mystery surrounding them. They are special trees. They have been condemned to live differently to the forest trees or those of the country. Their leaves never return to the earth and the rain never reaches their roots due to the drainage, canals and sewer. These trees never receive fertilizer or manure. All are hermetically isolated from the atmosphere by the sidewalks, impenetrable by water, air, electricity, and all other things. Yet they seem to enjoy almost perfect health, and they compare as to their vigor, their beauty and longevity with those to the countryside. That's true, and the trees in the city, they're all planted in pots and everything in the ground. Sometimes they have a square that big on the sidewalk in the middle of the street of the city. Like, why is it growing healthy? Before I continue, I want to bring you two cases that are very similar to that of the urban trees. Bees again. Bees again. Go! Leave me alone. Before I continue, I want to bring you two cases that are very similar to that of the urban trees. One is the vine at my front door, the roots of which are also covered with stone. It never gets to see its leaves reach its roots, and it never gets any manure. However, it thrives. Another is an old mission nearby, that its yard all paved, but the vines planted there grew profusely. The intrigue or mystery involved behind these vines and trees cemented over is very great to me. I try to understand it by way of the law of the sacred mission. The first thing to come to mind is the leaves, those little lightning rods. Then we think of food, earth, but we do not necessarily think of atmosphere. Well, the atmosphere is the prime source of food in this case. You understand this because you are acquainted with the law involved that I have been explaining to you all along. If an analysis were made of the tree, it would show a great amount of carbon dioxide hydrate. The tree absorbs it as the exchange for oxygen. This gas comes from the exhalation of the humans, fireplaces and industrial fires, automobiles, etc. The oxygen is released by the trees as they go out about doing their chlorophyll function. But how do the roots get fed under this asphalt, and how is humus created for biological activity of the bacteria to propagate? I'll be back.